Hey, what's going on? Strat Soldier here for the weekend shift. How you guys doing? Man, it was a week. It was a week, and we got some setups for next week. That's awesome. We didn't really have much on the weekend shift last week. I know what you guys are saying. But we had some. We had healthcare. We had healthcare, mostly healthcare, and we had some consumer staples. We did have those. We'll look at that when we get to the weekend shift here in a second. What am I looking at? We're going, right? Yeah. I'm looking at my preview here on the stream. What's up? Beach Bum is in the house. What's going on? Yeah, for some reason my preview is still showing that I am looking at the bumper, but maybe the delay is like really long. I don't know. I don't know. Can you see me, Beach Bum? How about you be my guide here? Can you see me? I might have to I think I noticed this last week too. I ended up shutting the show off before the stream was all the way through. I think that's what was going on. Anyway, things have been, we actually got some setups for next week, mostly 322 back up to the upside. Are we going to get back up to all-time highs? We don't know. All right, I don't know. Nobody knows, but we trade the strat. We're looking for high probability setups, and that's what we do. All right. And then a lot of times when there's not setups on the four major time frames, the month, the week, the daily, and the 60, you'll see people start talking about 3 days and 4 days and 6.5 days, and hey, the strat works on all time frames, so you can still do that. You can still do that. For the weekend shift, I keep it simple so that the people that are learning the strat can get on board, know what's going on, and ride with us. All right. Before we get too far into that, go check out thestratsoldier.com. Thestratsoldier.com. Check out my execution course. All right. Check out the execution course. That's going to teach you all about actionable signals. I also have the time frame continuity course and unlocking broadening formations. If you want all of those, check out Combat Load. That'll get you everything on the site, to include a one-on-one. I did a real good one-on-one last week, maybe the week before. Real good one-on-one, and so there you go. Learning the strat on the street is dangerous. I'm starting to see a lot of people are having they're complicating the strat. All right, they're complicating the strat, and I know we're always looking for the next thing, but there's people out here, talking about all kind of weird stuff. So when it gets weird out there, and you're like, I don't know about that, come back here, get you the basics of the strat. All right, come back to the basics. Yes, he says yes. So I had to delay the time, and it looks like all my people that are usually here are not here. Are you changing the regular weekend shift time? No, I had no. I had people over. I have guests. Let me see here. I have guests that I had to move the time. So sorry about that. Sorry. I know my 11 o'clock people aren't here. Oh man! If you was wondering if this is a live show, it is live, and my 11 o'clock people aren't here. Ah well. All right. The weekend shift goes on. Beach Bum is here. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Beach Bum is in the house. Let me see here. Maybe that was it. All right. Let's get to it. Let's see what happened. Last week. I got a few more minutes on my intro. Let's see what happened. Let's see if there's anything funny out here on Twitter land. All right, 7. Okay, good. All right, so let's go see what happened in Twitter land. Again, most our signals went gap down, all right, because of the news, and then went right back up the next day because of news. So everything's really newsy right now. Don't get frustrated if your signals, where you're like, the strat doesn't work because it just doesn't keep going, you know. Lots of news right now, all right, and there wasn't a lot of setups there, you know, like we had some, but I mean, in the majority of the broader averages, there really wasn't actionable signals already there. We'll get to all that. Let's go see if anything funny happened in Twitter land. Let's do it. All right, Twitter land. Zay said he's going to be here. Zay's back. Zay and the crew are back over there at Late Night Leverage. That's a good show. I like that show. I like that show. They don't necessarily trade the strat, but they do trade in a way that, you know, they talk about risk management. They talk about, you know, having your actionable signals, you know, having your signals, having your targets. They do really good at that. They're not just out here doing crazy things, all right? Merck doing the work on the broadening formation on the month triangle they all out, all right? It's getting back through here, all right? Getting all the way back through here. Let's see if we get back up into, what's that, 130 maybe? We'll have to look at it on a different chart, but about 130-ish, all right? Retracement trade on the month, getting back through this broadening formation. That's the kind of stuff we want to see, because we know they're going to test the lows, test the highs, test the lows, test the highs. And we want to be in there as it's getting back through these targets. Here are our targets, all right? The magnitude, all right? Sometimes you'll have itty bitty magnitude and you might want to skip it, but sometimes you have some really big ones, all right? And that's when you want to get in. That's when you want to get in. Boeing, triangle layout on the month. We'll look at that. Triangle layout on the month, triangle layout on the week. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. All right. Has not been a lot of actionable signals on the week, so I have not been talking about this, but Boeing continuing to the highs. Two down, two up on the year. Okay. Waste management, you got to take out the trash. We'll talk about that today. What's up? Erica says hi. Erica says hi. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. It's a family show. So if you got your kids running around, you're watching the weekend shift on your big screen. It's a family show. Okay. Shout out to Vincent. He's still doing it. The Inside Bar Bandit, and he's showing CLSK 313 back up. I believe this is, daily chart 313, scenario 3, inside bar 3 back up. All right, 313, Motor City Madhouse. Rob used to call this Motor City Madhouse. All right, people getting killed in here. If they took it down and they didn't know it's coming back up in their face, they got murdered. All right, and if they were trying to go long without, you know, really considering anything else, they got murdered too. All right, but anyway, if you're patient, all right, and you're like, okay, let's see how this resolves, 313 back up, you'd be okay, just like Vincent here. All right, you'd be okay. Let's see. Shout out to charts. Shout out to Mike. I did a from TrendSpider. Did a show with him. INTC gap down after earnings. All right, gap down, huge, getting destroyed. Brutal day. All right, doesn't seem to affect the rest of the SMH, but brutal day. And that cat puking. All right, about $2 more. All right. If you see it gap down like that, you do want to look for the reversal back up, but you know, I mean, we also want to see, are they going to keep selling? Mr. F2Rev out here, John Smith, 2-2 reversal back up on DHI, Roblox, 2-2 down, 2-2 back up, hammer in force right here. You know I love that setup. You know I love that. Richard Judge, good morning. And then Chuck is in the house. And then this guy right here, MDT, Matty Day Trades. Check him out. He's got a really good show too. Again, not the strat, but he's a good trader. All right, you can trust him. Really good episode of Zeus Trades. If you've not seen Zeus Trades, go check him out. All right, really good episode there on YouTube there on the weekend shift. Richard just says, let's go, great week. Shout out to K-Love. She's back at it again, doing her thing. All right. Doing her thing. All right. K-Love. K-Love. Shout out to Kiko on OSS. Doing his thing. All right. Doing it. Doing it. 2-2 reversal back up. Love it. That's the kind of stuff we like. All right. Let me see Zay out here. I posted a video on how to trade inside bars. That's a good one. All right, really short, 38 seconds. You can watch that. You can watch a 38-second video. Stratimus Prime is in the house. We had that gap down and it did nothing. All right, it did nothing for a couple hours. It did return back to the lows. We'll look at the 60s on that, but it didn't do a whole bunch. Mostly dead, but slightly alive. He, Stratimus Prime, he likes that, that Transformers theme here. So that's pretty funny. That's a good meme right there. Pretty funny. Shout out to Miss Luciano. Anything else funny out here in Twitterland? Twitterland. Let's see here. I think that's it. Boeing, we'll talk about Boeing. Shout out to Options Mike. Shout out to Arlissa, she's doing great as well. Ryan is in the house. J8, all right, doing great. You can get one of these Strat Soldier coffee mugs, all right? You can get one of these Strat Soldier coffee mugs on the Whatnot shop, all right? Go click that link. It'll take you to the Whatnot shop. Buy it. It'll come straight to your house, all right? In the mail. In the mail, for real. All right, Nigel doing, new guy on the scene with the Strat Laboratory. Nigel is in the house. All right, Checkmate doing great. Checkmate doing great. Oh, yeah. I saw this one. This is the last thing. So she was like, all right, earnings. We're going to have earnings. Here's your earnings economics for the week. It's going to be a good week. And I'm like, the market be like, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. But it did. It was pretty decent week. We got everybody else out here. I see Beach Bum is in the house. Yes, Z is here. Awesome. I'm missing my 11 o'clock crowd. Jimmy's in the house. What up, Strat Soldier? I'm missing my 11 o'clock crowd. Again, I had to do some stuff and things with some guests in the house, so I had to delay it. So let's get to the charts and look at what happened last week. All right. Still 2 up on the month. All right. These are all 4 time frames. When I trade just like this. I'm looking at the month, the week, the daily, and the 60. All 4 time frames up just like this. And this shows me what? Say it out loud. This shows me perfect. No, wrong button.
Time frame continuity.
It shows me time frame continuity. Time frame continuity. I don't need an indicator when I see when I'm trading in the direction of time frame continuity. All right, green on the month. We did go down. All right, we did gap down, which created the 3-2 down on the week. All right, and we started coming back up. You don't want to short things as it's coming back up. You don't. All right, you don't want to hold on. You don't want to wait to see if it reverses back down. You see it coming back up. All right, time to start cutting this thing. Time to get out of this. So now we have a setup. This is the setup for all 3 for Dow Jones, QQQ, and we're looking at SPY. So SPY, we're looking at 3-2-2 back up. What do I mean? All right, we're looking for 3, scenario 3. We have that there. 2 down, 2 up. All right.
The 3-2-2.
The 3-2-2. Fun to say and fun to do. And that goes in force above 691.10. The magnitude is 696.15. 696.15. Okay. 696.06. That's what I see. All right. 696. All right. And some pennies. But looks like 696.06. So 322 back up. That's the setup on on everything, all right? On SPY, on Dow Jones, QQQ, same thing. Now, Monday, let's see here, Monday, Tuesday, what was the, let me look at the calendar, make sure I'm doing it right. So we have Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. All right, so Monday opened up here, Tuesday, huge gap down. And me and Zay were talking about this, and Zay was had a real good recap on that. The reason why, because I don't necessarily trade the news, all right, but the recap on this was, the president starting to use tariffs again as a weapon, and the whole market was like, and the whole world was like, nah, bruh, we ain't doing that no more. Of course, I'm paraphrasing. The market was like, we ain't doing that again, bruh. And then the next day, the president comes like, my bad, I was just messing around. My bad. Yes, I can see your comments. My bad. Zay said, can you see my comments? Yeah, I can. All right. 2-2 back up. So as this thing gaps down and continues to sell off, all right, and you did see me say on Twitter, and so I know some of you guys are watching me, when it gaps down, we look for the reversal back up. All right, so it gapped down, and then it went right back up. But then 2-2 reversal back down, 2-2, all the way back down, all right? So 2 up, 2 down, 2, getting wrecked, all right? That was pretty much the rest of the day. In the afternoon, you had this little hammer, and that went and forced the next 60 on the next day. But for the most part, back down, all right? And that's okay. You're like, looking at time frame continuity, okay? If this was a gap down and it's red on the day and this thing starts to reverse back up, you're like, hold on, there's conflict on the screen. I don't know if I want to get long on this. It goes 2-2 up, and you're like, maybe, but is it going to turn this day green? And then it starts going down, 2-2 back down, and reconfirms that they're selling on the day. Go in and hit them puts. All right? Or short this thing. As long as the daily and the 60 are the same color. The daily and the 60 are the same color, you could do that. All right, bet. Taco Trump. I said Taco Trump. Oh, no. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on SPY. It gapped down, tried to relieve rally, and then it hurts. And then Thursday, Friday, indecision, inside gap. Excuse me. Thursday, Friday are indecision candles inside a gap. Market is building energy for a nice move. Then he was like, can you see my comments, man? Yes. And that's basically what I said, all right? So Zay, again, said the exact same thing. That's why I watch his show. That's why I watch Late Night Leverage, because we're pretty much on the same wavelength, all right? And that's why here on the weekend shift, you'll hear me talk about other ideas, but when it comes to the Strat, I want you to be able to talk the Strat with someone else that doesn't even trade the Strat and be able to go, and you guys be able to go, okay, you guys call it this, we call it that, but we're looking at the same thing, all right? That's what I want. That's what I want for you guys to be like, yeah, that makes sense. We know what we need to do. I call this a 3-2-2 back up. You might call it something else, strength or, key level or something, I don't know, whatever. But this is where we're going to be, this is what we're both looking at the same target in the same entry going, yup. Reconfirmation of, yeah, we know what's going on. That's what I want for you guys. And that's what I like about Late Night Leverage, all right? Yep, confluence. Bingo! Yep. So SPY coming back up. Looks like it wants to go back up above 691.03, okay? All right. And then the next day, once it opened up, opened up inside, all right? Do nothing. When SPY is inside, do nothing. Do nothing, all right? I know that hurts. I know a lot of people are like, I just want to jump on it, all right? But this thing went 2-2 back up, came back down. So if you got in on this first bar, you got wrecked. And then it went 2-2 back up again, all right? So it did this. You're getting destroyed. All right. Now that last half afternoon, the last half of the afternoon was good, but you would have missed all this damage right here, this pain. You would have missed all this pain if you just would have waited for this thing to go 2 up on the day. Okay, 2 up on the day. I know that's hard to do. I know some other groups, they want to get in early, but when you get in early, that's when, you know, things can get wonky. All right. I know that other groups, they want to like, oh, it's green down here. It's time to get in. It's time to get in. Go ahead, jump in. And then they got nothing to say to you when it's not working. All right. All right. They got, you know, I'd rather you wait. Wait till it's actually 2 up on the day. That means the buyers are more aggressive today than the day before. All right. That's the most ideal. All right. Zay says, you just confirmed my thoughts about this week. Doing nothing until we get more information. Yep. I was just talking about that. So, because there's no actionable signal from last week or the week before. You know, last week was a doji piece of crap thing. And then this week we do have a setup, which is good. 322 back up. We like that. We want that.
The 322.
But I'd rather this be a hammer. You know what I mean? I'd rather that thing be a hammer showing, yeah, they really want to get in there. But Thursday and Friday did nothing. All right, Thursday and Friday, nothing. Boring. Dow Jones, really close to going outside week, scenario 3 to the upside on the week. Here's your month, your week, your days. Friday went 2-2 down, but it really didn't get killed. All right, it really didn't get killed. That's why I'm saying, you guys, you want to look at all 4 time frames, because yes, it's 2-2 down, all right, and it's sideways on the 60s. All right, so it's not really getting murdered. You know, some people are seeing something like this and they're like, oh, I'm going to get 52 contracts on this thing because it's going all the way down here, and then it does nothing. It does nothing. So how about Boeing? Yeah, Jimmy Johnson voice. Boeing. Give me Boeing. We'll talk about Boeing. Let me get QQQ and I'll talk about Boeing just for Zay, because he's here. All right, just for Zay. But on the month, inside month so far. All right, QQQ. You'll see XLK Tech doing the same thing. Here's your week. All right, same thing, 322 back up above 625.54. The magnitude is 630.17. All right, and all of this is trapped in all of this. All right, see that? Here's your outside bar. If all those bars were all smashed together, that would be a scenario 3. All these bars are stuck in these bars. All right. Now these are big ranges. I'm not saying these are tiny little, you know, messy situation, but all these bars are still trapped in this. All right. We need to either get above 637.02 or below 580.90, or we're still going to just be trading sideways. All right, ranging. And XLK, let me go to tech real quick. It's doing the same thing. All right, same thing. I was talking about that on the coaching session today. All right, all of these stuck in this. All right. Let's go to Boeing just for Zay. We'll go to Boeing. I want to see something right here, yearly. All right, Boeing, 2-2 back up on the year at 242.38. All right, and right now it's trading at 252.15. All right, so it's in force right now. The magnitude is 258.55. That doesn't mean it's going to stop there. That's just our first target. The second one after that is 266. Let's go to the quarterly chart. Hammer in force on the quarter, and it went in force at 225.67. All right, hit magnitude at 243. The next target after that, if it does get up there, is 258.91. All right, get back into this level of reclaim, all the way back in here. All right, trying to get back to the top of this. That's the range. That's the range. So pretty awesome. I have not been talking much about Boeing because there's been no actionable signals on the week. All right, no hammers, no inside bars, no shooters, just continuing to the highs. All right, so if you got this thing down here at 189.96 the first week of December and you're still in, good for you. Good for you. Yes, you could trade shares. All right. Yes, you could trade shares. Another one that's rocking, and Zay knows all about this, is XLE. All right, XLE not at all-time highs just yet, but finally got back through this mother bar problem here. Finally getting above $47.15. All right, it's been a mess. It's been a mess. Let's go to the yearly chart. All right, it's been stuck in here for the longest time. All right, goes to the highs, to the lows, back up. All right, now clearing this thing from 2008 and trying to get up to $50.87. That thing is running. That's right. That thing is running. So when you see something like that, you want to go down all of, you could trade XLE straight up if you want, but you want to go to your watch list for energy and then start going down all of these. Which ones are doing the same thing? Those are the ones you want to be in. Okay. Which one's doing the same thing? All right, FTI doing it. Halliburton doing it. Zay was talking about Halliburton. If you watch his show, Halliburton. HP to the highs. KMI, MPC, not so much. All right, but that's what you want to create as many winning positions as possible. Okay. Slob. All right, Slob to the highs. Doing fantastic. LVO still up there. All right. Well, 80% of gaps need to be filled. It ain't there. Ain't getting close yet. Definitely not getting close to going. But you do have a shooter on the week, so we want to watch that. All right. XOM is probably the best one out of all of them. XOM and Halliburton to the highs. All right. Yes. Yes. Energy will be the trade of the year. Some examples: XLE, XOM, and Chevron. That's right. That is right. Let's go to the dashboard. Let's go to the dashboard. I said dashboard, but I meant I meant multi-view. Multi-view in TrendSpider. So you got the 322 back up in SPY, Dow Jones, QQQ. They're all doing the same thing. Okay. XLK for tech. All this, stuck in all of this. Looking for 22 reversal back up above 146. We'll have to look at another chart to get the actual price. But looking for a 2-2 up here, but that's not a hammer. Where's them hammers at? All right, possible 2-2. Is that an inside bar? Yes. So we got an inside bar on utilities. Looking like more downside. XLE to the highs. No actionable signal there. If you're in that, you can hold it. Labu, biotechs to the highs. All right, 313. I saw this a lot this week. Scenario 3. Inside bar, another scenario 3. So the price is expansion, contraction, expansion again. All right, now will it contract again or will it keep going? That's the question. Healthcare, same thing. 313. Motor City Madhouse didn't quite hit magnitude, but there was some good ones in there. XRT retail shooter ends shooter on the week, so we have an actionable signal there. Shaking my head. Semiconductors probably going to open up inside week. All right, semiconductors have on the week has been just doing great since this hammer back here at the end of, looks like the beginning of June. All right, semiconductors, there's a way in. All right, and then consumer staples, scenario 3, back to the highs. Let's go back to this real quick. I got a comment on one of my videos, and they were like, well, the strat only works in hindsight. Okay. I said the strat only works in hindsight. Now, if you're not in these things, all right, what we do want to do is study price action, okay? Study time frame continuity and the broadening formation, and we want to get used to seeing these things, okay? So when I say there's a way in, hammer in force right here, you know, continues to the highs, you just need to log that in your mind, all right? Understand that, you know, that's what we're looking for on the next move. That's where, you know, we see that again. You know, we see that same type of setup again, because these strat reversals, these strat patterns, they repeat all the time. We see that move again, like, okay, this is what we want. This might be one we want to get into, all right? So, you know, when I see a hammer in force, you're like, okay, I want to get in here. I'm going to put my stop about right here. If it doesn't stop me out, still good. Still good. No reason to get out. No reason to get out. So, when you see me talk about price action, I'm like, you could have got in here, you could have got in there. It's not to make anybody feel dumb. It's just that, you know, based on the strat, this is where we could have got in. This would have been an entry. This would have been a good stop. Here's your target. All right. Next week, here's our actionable signals for the week. Next week, let's see what happens. All right. Ford. I was talking about Ford last week. That went 212 down on the week. All right. It was doing it. If you watch the weekend shift enough, you'll see these actionable signals that do work, and then you'll see ones that don't. All right. We're going to jump on the ones that work, and we're going to get out of the ones that don't. All right. So there you go on that. So actionable signals, we're looking for actionable signals on XLU, retail, and I think that's it. XLU and retail. All right. XLU and retail. Real quick, let's go down what happened in the weekend shift, weekly signals. We'll clean this up. All right. This is going to be quick. Any tickers you want to look at, put it in the chat. Zay, put it in the chat. Beach Bum, if you're still here, put it in the chat. Anybody else, put it in the chat. By the way, is everybody getting ready for this freaking winter storm? Everybody else getting ready? My wife tried to order a bunch of groceries to come to the house, and we got some stuff, but a lot of stuff was not there. All right. For some reason, when it starts to get cold, people start talking about bread. People start talking about bread. RDW, okay. Hey, we got a new person in the house. What's up, Tev? All right. Hey, TiVo's in the house. Wow. Yo. All right. See, I was so sad that my 11 o'clock people weren't here, but TiVo said I'll take 12 o'clock. TiVo said I'll take the 12 o'clock slot. Very good. All right. We're going to go down these real quick, and then we'll get to the ones in the chat. Got our stuff on Thursday. Okay, Tuesday. Yeah, got food on Tuesday. Smart guy. Smart. All right. So for this next section, this next part of the show, you see that little dollar sign down there? That is the super chat. All right, there's some little ones, there's some big ones. I'm not asking you to do anything big, but if you hit one of those super chats, I stop what I'm talking about, talk about what you want to talk about. All right. So Amgen 313 back up. That was a win. All right, 313 back up. 312 back up on the week. 333.11. All right, the magnitude was 343.53, and ended up a little bit higher. All right, ends at 344.75. So that was definitely a win. Amgen still going. All right, 2 up on the month, still going. Coin. All right, shooter in force on the week, definitely took out 226. That was a win. All right, Campbell's Soup. We were looking for some more downside. It did not trigger. It stayed where it was at and came back up just a little bit. So we'll see what they want to do there. Dell 312 back down on the week. That one worked. Went in force at 117.99. Started coming back up. So you had one day to really work this thing. All right. And that was really good on our daily watch list. But win on that on Dell, that was a win. DHR, not a win. Not a win. Now shooter on the week. Let me start cleaning these up. So let's see if we have any leftovers for next week. We're looking for hammers, shooters, inside bars. Right now, DHR shooter on the week. Let's see if that goes 322 back down below 231.31. The magnitude's 228.39. If that's not enough for you, all right, that's fine. You can skip it. All right, this could just be profit taking because it is 2 up on the month. There's buyers here on the month. This could just be profit taking. GEN, GEN 212 down. All right, took out these. Didn't really get all the way down to $24.49, but that was a win. Hammer on the week for next week. We'll leave it. I'm gonna cut that one. I'm cutting it. All right, Hasbro, He-Man, 2 up on the month. He-Man Transformers 212 back up on the week, above $87.50, and I think it was actually a couple pennies short from hitting the magnitude, or hitting the target, $89.26. But if you're in that, you can still be in that. All right, definitely a good situation for a swing trade because it's not over. It's not over. All right, there's some more targets in here. Hasbro getting their stuff together. All right, Hasbro getting their stuff together. No actionable signal for it next week. HOLX, nothing for next week, just kind of stalling out. ILMN, that was good. Took out the lows. Took out the lows, took out the highs, all right? INCY did go 212 down, but it really didn't get killed. It really didn't die. Friday was good for this one, for lows. IQV, we had some good upside here. It did go 312 down, came back up, and then now shooter on the week. So let's see if they really want to murder that thing below 230.70. The magnitude is 221.79. We'll leave it on the charts. LDOS inside week, now shooter, didn't really do anything last week. So below 189.36. Let's see if it'll automatically hit 188.52. Let's see if it gets down to 184.08. PayX, that was a win. 312 down, that was a win. No actionable signal for next week. SOLV 212 down, 312 down. Didn't really do much. Good on the daily, but not much on the week. Shooter on the week now. Momo shooter. Let's see if that goes in force below $78.73. The next target 75.14. All right, and it is 322 back down on the month. Will it get all the way down to $76.09? Will it do that? Striker inside on the month, Striker inside on the week. Hammer on the day. I don't like that setup. Tesla did go, we were looking for some downside. It did go shooter enforced, hit the magnitude, and then came right back up. All right, so you had to have taken your profits like quick. As soon as you saw the next day open up green, time to get out. Time to look for a way out. Don't let that thing already go all the way back up on you and turn into a loser. USO hammer on the week. Inside bar as well, above, let's see what that does above $74.05. The magnitude's $75.22. So not a lot there, but there are buyers in here, okay? And we saw XLE. So can we keep this going to the highs? Say what? Did go, this thing went 312 down, but came back up green quick. So don't short stuff as it's going green. All right. Waste management, you got to take the trash out. You got to take the trash out. Hammer in force on the week. Finally above 221.48. All right. Started coming back through all of these. All right. Now let's see if that keeps going, but you got to take the trash out. You got to. All right. No actionable signal for next week. All right, let's get some tickers in the chat. Let's get to some tickers in the chat. Also, right now, this is a good time if you want to, if you got some questions about the strat, put them in the chart. Sorry. If you got some questions about the strat, put them in the chat. RDW, red wire, yes. Zay was talking a lot about red wire. He said this is a legitimate company. Legitimate company. They do space stuff, but they do all the infrastructure stuff, you know. So, you know, they you want to do space stuff, cool. They got the tools to get you to space. Ain't no guarantee once you get in space, but we'll give you the tools to get up there. We'll give you the cables and, you know, all the little things and the gadgets to get up there. Red wire. Red wire 2 up on the month. Let's go ahead and put that on the 2 up on the month list so we're tracking it. There's buyers in here. What's this thing doing on the quarter? Excuse me, quarter. 2 back up on the quarter. Okay, at $11.81. That's good. And the magnitude's $20.33. Okay, red wire started to do something. Red wire doing something. Inside on the year though. Okay, inside on the year. Last year, that was good for a little bit, all the way up to $26, and then they wrecked it. They sold it all the way down. So inside on the year, but on that quarter, oh yeah, 2 back up. All right, trying to get to $20.43. Trying to do that. Good. We do have a shooter for the day. No actionable signal on the week, so we're just gonna watch this one. I'm just going to watch this one, not putting that on the chart. TiVo said, give me QQQ. QQQ has 322 back up on the week. All right. 322 back up on the week above 625.41. The magnitude is 630.10. Okay. Only problem with this is all this is stuck in this. Okay, so they're not really making a lot of decisions on tech right now. All right, but that's what we're looking for, and that setup is on SPY and Dow Jones. I almost said Dow Jones. Jeez. All right, we'll look at the broader averages again for TiVo. Same thing. So possible 2 back up on small cappers. Small cappers still all-time highs. Wow. We used to call this thing small crappers. We used to call it small crappers, but it definitely got its act together. So let's see what it does above 394.34. The magnitude's only 396.27, and it is at all-time highs. So not a lot here. I don't like to use extended Fibonacci's and all that stuff to try to guess where the next thing's going to go. I don't like, you know, in the strat we don't use imaginary numbers. So I'm not sitting here going, yep, it's going to 428.71. All right. We want to trade against people in losing positions. All right. We want to force people out of their trades so the liquidity speeds up in our favor. Right now, not a lot of targets up here. So this is what we call exhaustion risk. The buyers could say, okay, we're done. Sell it. Sell it. Now, we know about exhaustion risk. We're not afraid of it. But we do want to look at it. SPY, same thing. He said, give me SPY. Same thing. 322 back up on the week. 322 back up on the week. That's the setup, and that goes in force above 691.26. The magnitude is 696.09. 696.09. So that's what we're looking for the broader averages. XLU, that was inside week. We want to see, it looks like a more downside, honestly, below $42.35. All right. Meta and Tesla. Tesla, I thought we did Tesla already. Tesla, no action. Tesla possible 2-2 back up for next week, okay? Above 452.42. I don't think we did this. All right, we did not do this on this show. I think I was talking about that on the coaching session. But Tesla, 452.42. Possible 2-2 up above 452.42. All right, the very first target's $54.58. The next one after that was $4.57. And then the third one after that's $4.69.09. So let's see if they get back through here. All right, that's our range. That very first target, once this goes in force, that's going to be a hit immediately. Maybe the second too, okay? So let's see if we can get back up in here. Will it go back up to all-time highs at 498? We'll see. All right, 498. That's what, of course, that's what we want. But you have a way in there. I'd rather see this thing as a hammer than just a two down. But we'll put it on the list just because we don't have a lot to look at for next week. Okay, Meta. I thought someone was talking about Meta had a great week last week. What did Meta do? Scenario 3 on the week. Okay, 3 looks like a 3-2 back up 666. 16 cents. The magnitude is 711.61 if you're into those 3-2s. All right, you got to be careful with those though, because what you don't want is it does this. You do not want the price to fall back into this scenario 3, okay? Because if this thing starts getting stuck in here, oops. You do not want the price to get stuck in that scenario 3. You want it to stay out of that. I swear, goodness. All right, you don't want the price to get stuck in that scenario 3, okay? So it's got to stay out of that. If you're going to take this, it's got to stay out of that. Because if it drops back in, goes red, we could get stuck in here. We don't want to get stuck in there. Okay? So Meta, possible 3-2 back up. 3-2 back up. Above 667.15. Okay? Meta, trying to do something. Okay? Excuse me. Let's see, what else you got? He said, give me Procter Gamble. Procter Gamble, no actionable signal for next week. This month is trading higher than last month though. Procter Gamble trying to get their act together. This all started at 142.31. You could still be in that. If you're in that, good. You know, you can still be in that. No actionable signal for next week. All right. No actionable signal for next week. Let's see if it keeps going. All right. Procter Gamble. All right. We're looking at utilities. Utilities inside on the week. All right. Yep. Inside on the week. So we're looking for, honestly, more downside. So let's go to the Strat Ultra Easy Setup Scanner. Inside bars, looking at utilities. We got some. Okay, inside bar here on American Waterworks. Could go below 129.22. Knee inside on the week. NGR, NRG, PNW. Inside on the week. We were looking for some more downside. We want some downside on utilities. Let's go to utilities. Let's go to. There's an inside. That's where American Water Works. Duh. Well, it looks like it's some. So what? So what? All right. No. Okay, what's Duke Energy doing? Duke, give me Duke. Come on, Duke. All right, not Duke. All right, NEE, knee, said give me knee. I thought we just looked at that. Knee. All right, buyer's still in there. That's good. You can still be in that. So there's no actionable signal for next week, but you can still be in that, all right? If you're in there, good. If you want to find a way in there, you do have an inside bar on the day. You will be looking for actionable signals on this daily chart to get in on what's happening on the week and the month, okay? He said, give me TLN. TLN, 2-2 back down, and came back up green. Now it's kind of a doji thing. No actionable signal there. CEG, we're looking for hammers, shooters, inside bars, but golly, CEG getting murdered. Wow.
Fatality.
Getting murdered. My goodness. VST. All right, shooter coming back down. Okay. And then NRG. I thought we just looked at that. NRG. Inside. All right. Let's see if they want to do what they want to do below 146.10. The magnitude on that one is 142.05. We'll put that on the list. All right, I skipped it before, but we'll put that on the list. All right, see if they really want to drop that thing. You said downside. You said downside on utilities. There you go. Yeah. That's it. That's it. And the reason why I was saying look for more downside is because the main chart, you know what I mean, it's 2 down on the month in red. All right. They've been getting out of utilities. The other retail, I think that was shooter on retail. Let's go to retail. I'm pretty sure that was I think that was shooter on retail. XRT. Yep, shooter on retail. Let's see if that goes in force below $88.33. The magnitude is $85.70. So we're looking for shooters on this. APP, skip it. ABG, there's a good one. There's a nice shooter. All right, let's see if that goes in force below 235.73. The first target's 233.29. The one after that one's 229.62. Okay. American Eagle, shooter on the week below $24.10. The magnitude is $22.16. Amazon looks like it wants to go back the other way. It is 2 up on the month, which shows their buyers in there. All right, let's see if this goes above 240.35. The magnitude is 249.19. I know we're looking for downside, but that's definitely a hammer that we want to look at. All right, and AutoNation, shooter on the week. Let's see if that goes in force below 211.38 and hits 205.23. Abercrombie and Fitch, no actionable signal. AutoZone for $3,000. Golly, skip it. Best Buy, hammer on the week. It is 2 down on the month, so maybe they want to take it back the other way, above $76.58. The magnitude is $70.02. Okay. BJ, all right. Bike. A buckle, shooter, 2 down on the month and a shooter, okay? So we want to see if that goes below $50.76. The magnitude's going to be $49.69. If you're looking at these and you're like, wait a minute, you know, I trade options. These options are kind of spready. I don't want to mess with that. That's okay. That's okay. All right. Burlington Coat Factory shooter on the week below 296.24. The magnitude is 284.17. Burlington Coat Factory. It seems like this thing should be going to the highs. I mean, you got to get a coat. You know what I mean? You got to get a coat. It's cold out there. You got to get a coat for here from here. It's freezing outside. Costco all the way back to the highs. Costco's been amazing. Carvana getting its act together. Looking for those shooters. Inside bar on Dollar General. The buyers have been in here. Let's see if they want to keep going above 151.36. The magnitude's 154.41. Dick's Sporting Goods trading sideways. Dollar Tree, eBay inside on the week. Looks like it wants to keep going to the highs. All right, so there's buyers on the month. Let's see if this thing goes above $94.27. The magnitude, the target, $98.17. All right. Expedia, eyes inside on the week. Maybe they want to take that thing down below $25.94. 1-800-Flowers is a penny stock now. We really want these shooters. GPI shooter on the week below 388.03. The magnitude's 380.19. Okay. Almost done. Almost done. All right, CarMax, shooter on CarMax. Could be some profit taking here below. $46.22. The magnitude's $44.04. The one after that one's $39. Okay. Kroger. Shooter on Lad Motors. It's out on the month. Macy's still doing good. MRNO. Shooter on the week, below $20.24. The magnitude is $19.14 if they want to do some profit taking on that. MUSA, Ollie, good information. All right, good. Thank you so much. Thank you. PAG, shooter on the week. I mean, that is shooter on the week. That looks good, below 158.35. But if you look at your monthly, not really showing they want to just murder that just yet. Ross Stores. Man, what did Ross Stores do? Ross Stores cured cancer or something like that. Goodness gracious. 142.79 back to the highs. All right. Wow. Ross Stores. A lot of this stuff you won't see in a scanner. You know what I mean? That's why we're going through these manually. I know this is a big shooter right here, and you're like, why come you're not putting this on here? Looking at the month, let's see if that goes in force below $15.02. The magnitude's $14.25. Okay. Maybe they really want to start dumping that. Again, if you're looking at these and you're like, man, the options are really spready, I don't like these options, you don't have to take them. All right. Do what makes sense for you. 2 up on the month and target inside and a hammer on the week above 110, above 110.56. Weekly signal. Almost done. Ulta to the highs. Wow. Ulta. Urban. W. Wayfair to the highs. And that's it for retail. Okay. So we got some actionable signals for next week. This is what we're looking at. All right. If you have TrendSpider and you have my weekend shift watch list uploaded, yours is getting changed right now. All right. Bam. If you're looking for a discount on TrendSpider, get in the description, hit that link. You'll get 25% off on that. Air Bailey's in the house. How you doing, man? How you doing? Yeah, Duolingo. Yep, Duolingo. How do you say sell it all in Spanish? How do you say sell it all in Spanish? Duolingo. Sell it all. Get me out of this. That's the institutional buyers are saying. Get me out of this. I don't want to be in this anymore. All right. Golly, 2-2 down on the year. It already hit magnitude at 146.82, but that doesn't mean it's done. All right. It can go further, but yeah. They said, take my money out of Duolingo now, right now. So that's been doing great to the lows. Next week, no actionable signal, but it could go 2-2 back up if the sellers got what they wanted. Okay, the sellers got what they wanted. That one's done. Is trading when it comes to, I say it is better in TradingView, TrendSpider. Because all the Strat is actually built in here by people like professional coders. Okay, the Strat is in here. So the Strat is built in here. The actual CEO of TrendSpider, Dan Ershman, worked with Rob Smith himself, like face to face, to make sure this was in there correctly. And then all the Strat scanners are built in there by them. You got automatic broadening formations. You got, and then you can make trading bots. You can make trading bots, and they also have a Sidekick. With these trading bots, you can link them up with Signal Stack, and the bot will trade for you. Okay, and then Sidekick is a AI automated or AI trading tool. Okay. Oh, come on. Come on. You know how you got your kids and you try to show your kids off to somebody and you're like, hey, do that little dance you do. I don't want to. That's what this is doing right now. I said do the dance. Oh my gosh. Now everybody's got my email. Jeez. Duolingo to the lows. Sidekick. Come on, Sidekick. All right. So there you go. Sidekick. What are we doing with Palantir? Let's do just an example. Let's see here. What? Let's go XLE. Well, it's working on Palantir right now, so it's skipping this one. Let's see here. Let's do this one. What do you think about XLE right now? For Palantir, wonderful. Okay. Who doesn't even know how to pull up a basic chart on Palantir themselves? Let me hold your hand through this. It does have different personalities and things like that. Pretty cool. Recent news, because apparently you can't Google. Jan 22, Phillips Securities initiated coverage with buy rating and a 208 price target. Okay. Interesting. Seeing what we do about energies for Zay, just for energies. XLE currently trading at $49.19. She says, Sidekick says, oh, now you want to know about XLE. Well, let me guess, you saw energy stocks trending and thought you'd jump in on the bandwagon without doing any homework first. Typical. There's different kind of personalities you could put on there. This one's Karen. There's different personalities you can put on it. This one's Karen. Pretty funny. All right. Going back to the highs, doing great. XLE outperforming SPY significantly, up 10%, while SPY has been basically flat. Energy is actually working right now, shockingly enough, which is exactly what I say. What's inside XLE? Here's the ones I already talked about today, and some others. So basically, you bet on all oil, gas names. Basically a bet on all oil gas names. Remember, I was talking about creating as many winning positions as possible. Okay. Zay says, and I saw hella influencers pumping Duolingo, and it got smoked. Oh, that's funny. It got smoked. It was doing great. I think maybe was it October time frame? Maybe we'll have to look at the charts. We can look at the charts, of course. But what did Zay say? He said, look at XOM, look at Chevron, and this is exactly what the sidekick's talking about. So XOM, mostly routine director awards in early January, some gifts in December, nothing alarming. Chevron, now this is interesting. CEO Michael Worth dumping 52.3 million worth of stock on January 5th. COF sold 4.7 million. That's not exactly a re-endorsement, is it? Now that guy's just making money. He's taking his profits, man. Come on. Bottom line, XLE actually having a decent run, up 11.7%, while the broader market flatlines. Trump's pro-fossil fuel stance is helping, but Chevron CEO just sold 52 million in stock, so maybe temper your enthusiasm a bit. Energy might bottom in H1 2026, so there could be more upside if oil prices cooperate. All right, so there you go. So XLE top 5 in those stocks. Yep. So XLE top 5 in those stocks. You got these right here: XOM, Chevron, COP, SLOB, EOG, MPC. I would add Halliburton on that one. We can ask it. Okay, what are the top 5 stocks in EXL ETF? It's thinking. I know we're going over time just a little bit. We're almost done. Almost done. All right, here you go. Top 5 and XLE. There you go. There's your numbers. So, sidekick, very good. All right. And there's that attitude again. I love it. That's funny. Seriously, you couldn't even Google XLE holdings yourself. However, the top 5 holdings in XLE based on typical energy sector ETF weightings. And no, I don't even have the exact percentage weights for you. Do you expect me to do everything? That's funny. Sidekick. So there you go. Top 5. All right. A quick observation, since you can't figure this out yourself. There's other personalities. I don't want to make it look like this is just a smart aleck little thing, but let me see. I'll get back to the beginning. I think the only way I know how to get out is just start over. Hold on. But there's Karen the skeptic, neutral analysis, was just giving you the news. Warren the long-term investor, Graham the stoic, Simon the data dude. There's Karen the skeptic, and then Wall Street dominator, the redditor. All right, so they all have little funny personalities. So there you go. Looking at Duolingo again, insiders selling the crap out of this. Get me out of this. Take it all out. That's what that says. Get me out of this. All right. That's all I got for the weekend shift for today. Thank you so much for everybody being in here. Beach Bum, Zay, TiVo, Aaron. Thank you so much. I missed all my 11 o'clock crew. Jimmy's in the house. I missed my 11 o'clock crew, so my bad. Well, but we'll be back on a regular time. Go check out the membership section of this YouTube channel. All right, you got 2 tiers. All right, you got the Strat, you got the Weekend Shift crew. The Weekend Shift crew gets daily videos, and I help create a daily watch list for the next day. All right, and I talk about price action through the week and what we're looking for, and then I take input from them as well, so you can talk to me. All right, and then with the weekend shift, with the Strat Warriors, you get macro videos, which goes over yearly and quarterly charts. You get coaching sessions, which I do before the weekend shift. We had a really good one today, and then you also get the daily videos that the Strat Warriors get. Okay, the weekend shift crew gets. All right, and then you also there's hundreds of videos in there, hundreds. All right, so go check all those out. Thank you so much. You guys have a good weekend. Hey, what's up, Ryan? Hey, Terry Baker's in the house. How you doing? Thank you for being there for the coaching session. Kent, thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody. Good. Jay says good show per usual. All right. TiVo says before you leave, he's got one. Hold on. I can do one more. He says before you leave, what you got for me? And then go check out thestratsoldier.com. All right. Go check out my execution course. I also do one-on-ones, and we'll be doing the Strat Camp webinar soon, where I teach the entire Strat in one night. All right, the entire Strat in one night. What you got, TiVo? He said before you leave. All right, good show as always. All right, thank you so much. Thank you. I thought you had a shot for me. Thank you, Chart. Thank you, and thank you for everybody being in here. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, do all that stuff. All right, this is the Strat Soldier for the weekend shift. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.